The other thing I forgot to mention, and let's see if the close cam will show it. Better, yes. Fitting the lower half of the mask on. Oh my God. What am I going to mount it to? I can't mount it to the top mask and have it jut forward, right? I wanted that appearance where it's coming a little bit forward and over it. So I actually had to add some breasts, really, to the model. They're stumps. I modeled them as stumps. Actually, there's a third one in there as well, just to give me something to mount that onto, because I really had no idea what I would do with it. Oh, and actually from the top, not shown on any of the cameras, you can kind of see the three breasts. I guess it's a breast from Total Recall. Anyway, moving on. The cameras stopped because I've been going on so long. Plus, I had some retakes and blah, blah, blah. So I missed something maybe, but I'm not going back. This is plenty long enough as it is. Doing the Procreate ropes, and then I did use some of the twisted wire. But you'll notice where I have that is... there's really there and here were places where I could do a full wrap around the whole arm so that I could pull it tight and not have to worry about it looking slack. Even having done that, this was very hard to pull tight, and it's right on the edge of what I would accept. But it added a little more variety, so I kind of liked it and I left it in. Then I used some chain, some jewelry chain, and I'm going to see if it shows in this... Oh yeah, that's nice. Okay. This is from one of Tanya's old pieces of jewelry. She's like, oh, do you want this? Threw it in a box. I've had this for years, and I mean years. And I was like, oh, perfect. So I took a bit of that out, cut it and wrapped it around. And I had purchased another heavier gauge chain probably a couple years ago, never used. So I used that to add more of a, like, this needs more support, right? We're lashing all of this to the leg, to the tree that is the leg. And so I decided I'd put some of that on there as well. I really like that effect, actually. But it also ended up making me crazy. Of course it did, because I was nailing in the chain, right? So I've put in nails. Quick thing on the nails: these are pin vise pins. It's the brass rods that come with your little pin vise, right? It's the little tiny drill. And you know, I would basically Dremel the edge flat, because when you clip them with clippers, they're going to have a pointed end. Dremel them flat, clip them off, drill the pinhole, put them in. Doesn't take too long for one, but when you start doing a whole bunch, it started to add up quite a bit, because cleaning them up, each one, took a little time. So I added as many as I felt good about after spending as much time as I had to get to that stage. Let's just put it that way. But I wanted to, when I put this chain on, I clipped off a piece and I was like, oh, look at that. That little piece is perfect. It doesn't quite show in the close cam, so we'll just talk about it over here. I thought, oh, nice. You know what? I'm just going to put that across the shoulder and make it heavy duty. Put in the pin for one, put in the other nail for it, measured it. I was like, perfect, it's going to fit. And then stretching it, it just wouldn't quite make it. And I mean, so close. So it was like some kind of micrometer off where I couldn't push it onto the pin. Well, I ended up chasing that for probably 40 minutes. I got locked in, and this is what happens. Sometimes I get locked in on things and throw away time I shouldn't have. So after fighting with it and doing a little bend and fight, and then I was like, fine, Mike, just cut a new piece. So I cut a new piece and I put it on in like 5 minutes. Be warned. Be warned. Wait. Oh, I can't even get... Oh, new camera setup. Can't get in the frame. Don't do that. Don't do that. 10 minutes in, scrap it. Screw it. Don't do what I did. Because I do that from time to time, and I know I'm going to do it again later. And I kept telling myself, if you can't get it this time, Mike, don't do it. Just drop it. And then it was so close. I actually had it on there. I wanted to push it down. Oh, and it would pop off. Oh, my God. Oh, Tanya wasn't home, so she couldn't hear my swearing. That was not fun. But it looks good, right? I like that little piece on the shoulder. Anyway, I tell myself that to make it seem justified. And lastly, to talk a little bit about the bits, first of all, I want to give Dan, he's a fellow Massachusetts resident who sent me a box of bits that was amazing. It was jaw-dropping. Literally, my mouth dropped and I was staggered because not only was it full of stuff, but it was included a variety of things that I don't have. And I'm not even showing you even the 10th of the variety of stuff he sent me, but just to point out a couple that did come with it, or at least one. I might have only used one extra. Well, no, anyway, Mike, focus. These are the shields from the don't touch them. The shield from the Wolf Riders, and they have a skull on the other side, which looked kind of wrong, but I flipped it over, and it's a nice little variety. There were some other shields from the Wolf Riders, but I didn't want to use that since the army doesn't have any Wolf Riders in it. So I wanted to stick to the, try to keep it from looking, non-army specific as much as I could, but love these. I can throw those in all sorts of places, and I got a handful of them. It was great. It was great. So thank you, Dan. I hope you're listening to this because I can't tell you how much it made my day. I was stunned. I guess it is time to talk a little bit about the bits now, as I alluded to earlier. First of all, right now they're just barely tacked on. That's why that one moved over there. They're just barely tacked on with a little bit of super glue, and I mean just a tiny bit. In fact, the lower jaw fell off while I was setting this up. So they're easy to pop off later, and I don't have to worry about it, damaging anything. But they obviously, because I couldn't incorporate them into the body itself, they're sitting proud, but that's not going to be as prominent when I finally go to install them, because I'll be carving out the backs of the bits and probably doing a little shave work on the model itself so that I can bring it in a little bit better, hopefully without deforming the illusion of the construction of the idol itself. So probably less shaving on the idol, more shaving on the bits. But I wanted to throw some on here and get a sense of what that might look like for density and placement. And I like it, actually. I'm pretty good with it. Of course, I wanted to include some spiders, since spiders are a big motif in the army. And then a variety of shields, and I thought it was kind of nice to make one as part of, like the kneecap, and then another one down here. And then, I included, again, I don't want to change angles too much here, but let's see if it's, oh yeah, you can see that. And this is a great little hanging totem, and I was like, oh, I'm just going to tack that up underneath his hand, and I like it. The hanging off helps to actually make the model look more static. And that is a good thing, because I felt like as I was nearing the end that it looked more like a golem rather than an idol. And having some things that look static, I actually had another little bit here, a little tiny thing that sits there, hanging off of it without them swaying, right? It locks the model down visually more. So I'm going to put that bit that I just showed you back on. I have a little one back here, and these were just, clipped and just tacked on. So nothing's been cleaned, or, you're going to see quite a few differences when the model is done. But it just gives you a sense of some of my thinking of how to tie it all together. So that's a look at the idol. Hopefully you found it interesting. And I have a little bit more to chat about when we go back out to the stool. So that gives you a look at the idol in its current state, and I will be putting off the final bits attachment and the painting for a little bit to work on some other aspects of the board. That's sort of entering the finishing stage for me, and I'm holding off on painting anything for a little while. So if you're interested in seeing how the idol develops, you'll have to pay attention to the channel and see when that comes out. Okay, a little baiting, get you to come back. I just wanted to, sometimes people will ask me, how much time did that take you? And it took me a while. I don't know, it's over 40 hours, maybe, a little more. So, you know, sacrifices for your vision. I could have taken a shorter route, but I didn't want to. You know, I wanted to do it the best I can. So, and before I wrap up, I wanted to also tell you how much your support from Patreon is a big help for me in making these videos. There's a lot of time that goes into making these videos, and I often think people don't really understand what's behind the scene. I talk about this with other video makers on YouTube, and people don't get it. So I did something unusual. I shot this screen capture of an entire editing process of a video from front to back. It was one of the, might have been the sill floor leaves from last week. In the back. What I did is I took that entire session, I crushed it down to 5 minutes. It took me a minute to figure out how to do that. Different file, had to convert. Anyway, so I've crushed it down, and I wanted to give you a chance to see it. I thought it was pretty interesting, actually, and kind of fun for me, but maybe that's because I'm becoming more and more a video geek. But it's about 5 minutes long, and so take a look and see what you think. I thought it was pretty interesting, and I'll join you on the other side. So look behind the window, scene, curtain. And a couple friends of mine who do video editing, they were saying that my time to complete is not bad, actually, but that was a kind of a simple video. So like this one will take a little longer because I have the dual cams, whatnot, but it's a process. I love it, though, and I just wanted to share that with you so you understood a little bit about what you know, where I put my passion into these videos, and if you appreciate that, maybe you would throw in $1 a month in Patreon. So, before I go, a couple notable mentions. I got to look at the list. Kathy Millett, I mentioned her once before, but I'm going to mention her again. She has been doing this water series on ponds and talking from algae to shore plants to lilies, and she's using some laser cut plants from popular companies and bulrushes, and so it's a nice little series, and I definitely think her channel is worth a quick look. Plus she's got this funny little thing at the end where she shows all these different scales of Kathy interacting with it. So anyway, check her out. Henry 715, not a great name, but his channel is him showcasing dioramas that he has completed. Now they're multi-genre and not always, you know, at the 30mm scale, a lot of action figure work and whatnot, but awesome work. Really like some of the things that he's putting out. So you might want to just drop over there. And there will be links to those down below, and hopefully if I can figure it out, I'll try and make one of those picture links that shows up on the screen. I'm not exactly sure how people do that. I probably should learn. It's probably not that hard. I will look into it. So hopefully they're already right here. If they're not, it's because I was like, screw it. So they will be in the description. And also, as a last mention, something I've been meaning to mention for weeks and weeks is that I have put up a page on my website where I am selling off all sorts of items that have been on the shelves for a long time and just I never got around to posting them all since I changed over the website and I dropped the store and all of that. So there's a whole bunch of stuff on there that you may be wanting? Oh man, I'm not shooting this one again. That you may want to check out. I won't say anything more than that, but I'll put a link to that page down below, but it's on my Terranscapes site. So, whew, I don't know. It's not even that late. But hopefully you will come back after visiting Kathy's channel and Henry's channel and all of that to see my next video, because you know I will be back soon with another Terranscapes video. Start it over again. Notable mentions. I also just wanted to put in I'll do it one more time. All right, I'm starting this all over. I don't like how I'm doing it. I don't like it. I'm like, pause. I sound like I'm reading a book. How about a little naturalness, Mike? How about that? Let's try and be natural. All right. Take two. I'm gonna let the fucking cameras roll. Why not? 3, 2, 1. An alarm. God damn it! Can I just... Jesus, can I just shoot this? One take? Computer alarms. What the hell was that about? Jesus Christ. Oh my God.